great effort, but I had a lot of help, and we're just glad to be here.
Hey, how about Fletch?
Well, wow, what can I say about Fletch? He's been fantastic. He boxes out for us, gets the tough rebounds, does the tough things that we need to win. It's great working with him. I don't know where we'd be without him.
As you know, and the NBA players, many of them.
Let's go!
LeBron James among them, but not the only one, have been embarrassing themselves by falling to their knees and licking the boots of the Chinese government, as we have seen over the last few weeks.
Violent clashes continue between pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. Police as demonstrators took to the streets for the 20th straight weekend.
We all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't believe, I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke.
Finally, we've got someone, not a current NBA player, but someone associated with the NBA, someone who works in professional basketball as a commentator now, Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, let's take a look at the play. He is actually 6'5" with the afro 6'9".
I knew we could count on him to have the right take on this, and he shared his take on the China thing, and he for one, at least, was not doing any bootlicking. Listen to this.
As American people, we do a lot of business in China, and they know and understand our values, and we understand their values. And one of our best values here in America is free speech.
Pretty good dribbler, comes in deep. His club is behind by 1 point at this stage. Fletch comes in, puts the ball through the legs. What a great play, and he puts it up and in, and the Lakers have the lead.
We're allowed to say what we want to say, and we're allowed to speak up about injustices, and that's just how it goes. And if people don't understand that, that's something that they have to deal with. But, I just thought it was unfortunate for, both parties, and then you got people speaking when they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, was that some kind of a play? This gritty kid from the streets of Harlem really creates excitement. $4 million a year, that's true, but he earns every nickel of it. Look how he shakes off 4 or 5 defenders with ease.
Well, in the middle of the latest LeBron James controversy, Barstool Sports is now selling this T-shirt.
The fact that he's the first one associated with the NBA to say that, and the fact that it actually required courage on his part to say it, all he did was come out in favor of free speech and stipulate that we are not a communist regime and we have free speech and we can say what we want.
But Daryl Morey was right. Whenever you see something wrong going on anywhere in the world, you should have the right to say that's not right, and that's what he did. But again, when it comes to business, sometimes you have to tiptoe around things. But again, they understand our values, we understand our values, and here we have the right to speak, especially with the social media. We're going to say whatever we want to say, when we want to say it.
There you go, Shaq. See, Shaq is a legend for a reason. The fact that it took courage, and it did take courage for him to say that, is just tells you how sad it's gotten in the NBA.
But it is a little much to lecture the rest of us in this country about our failings, while at the same time refusing to acknowledge that the Chinese government, which is pretty disgusting, really, has done anything wrong ever. Why do that? Why not just be quiet about all politics?
The fact that it took courage, and it did take courage for him to say that, is just tells you how sad it's gotten in the NBA.
This may be the issue where people finally wake up, because like we said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle on. It doesn't matter. Everybody agrees this is about basic human decency, and you care more about your money and becoming a billionaire. That's it.
And one of our best values here in America is free speech. We're allowed to say what we want to say, and we're allowed to speak up about injustices. And that's just how it goes. And if people don't understand that, that's something that they have to deal with. But, I just thought it was unfortunate for, both parties. And then You got people speaking when they don't know what they're talking about.
Fletch, he truly defines grace under pressure.